Got to just look at the total world wealth. And if the total world's wealth is 900 trillion, $1,000 trillion, then there's just no reason why Bitcoin should become 10 to 20% of that. And that gets you to a number $10 million a Bitcoin when we're 20% of the world's wealth in today's dollars.
And there you have it from Michael Saylor. He's giving you where his prediction is for Bitcoin in the future. Doesn't give a time frame, but just says that Bitcoin at some point is going to be worth $10 million a coin. And he broke down the math for you in this clip. Right now, Bitcoin's sitting right around $40,000. So $10 million a coin, that is an astronomical gain from where we are today. That's over a 500x from where we are right now today. So are you going to sit around and wait, or are you going to start accumulating while you still have the opportunity? And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. Getting straight into it, we have Bitcoin coming in today, hitting $40,000. Now, is this pre-halving rally, and are we going to see a cool off? Looking at the Bitcoin price chart, we've showed you this chart in previous videos. Target 1,000, target 10,000. This cycle, the target is 100,000. The current time, as mentioned, we're right around that $40,000 threshold. And if you zoom into the price action, you see that we do see a fractal pattern that is playing out as macro support and resistance. And right here, that's this line right here. This line started to form in June of 2019. Look, we hit our head here once, twice, and then wicked down and bottomed out from that pandemic dump before having that ultimate rally post 2020 halving. That's the blue line here. Now look where this line extends to. Once we got to this 2020-2021 rally up to 65,000, we flipped this resistance to support. This is on the weekly before having that rump to the upside. Now look what happened. We came down and actually bounced off of this and came back and broke through. When we broke through this major level of resistance, this was an indication that we are going to see lower price action, which we did, bottomed out at 15.6K, and we've been stair-stepping our way up. And look what we just did. We came up and we've hit our head right on this level, but we busted through it. So this looks extremely bullish. This looks very bullish. We had the cool off here. How high is Bitcoin going to go? The last time we did this back in 2019, we didn't really have a candle close above it. And right now, this time is acting differently because we did have the candle close above it. How much higher are we going to go? And is this going to act similar to this pre-halving rally, or are we going to just have a continuation and see new highs sooner rather than later? What Jim Cramer's saying is, he's saying buy Bitcoin but stay away from altcoins. So the inverse Cramer effect is don't buy Bitcoin, buy altcoins. Does this have any merit of what's about to come in the upcoming weeks and months? Time will tell. Tech Dev is weighing in as well. Every time this triggered, Bitcoin went parabolic and topped, and look here, 4 to 10 months it peaked. Every time this indicator here triggered. It's the VI plus line down here. We'll look at it in a second, but while most are waiting for the halving, liquidity is not. So taking a closer look at this, we can see every time this red line breached above this horizontal at the 1 level, the green dot was printed. We've seen a 10x within 4 months. Green dot was printed. We've seen a 12x within 10 months. Green dot was printed. We've seen a 6x within 6 months. And look what happened. We just seen this green dot print once again. So you have the range of 4 to 10 months. Right now we're at the beginning of December. So this is by the end of March. That's the earliest time frame, all the way through September of next year. Could we be getting that blow off top? That could be pre-halving. The halving's in April of 2024, so keep that in mind. Looking at the Bitcoin dominance, it's still looking strong, stair-stepping its way up. Current time it's recording, we're at 53.41%. We have to pay attention here because if we do end up putting a bearish divergence in with the RSI, putting in a higher low and potentially a higher high, we have to look at these previous levels at 54.14 once the week opens tomorrow, we'll see what the price action does. And if we blast past this 54% level, is this rounding down, and are we going to see an ultimate alt rally? Right here, looking at the total 3 minus USDT over Bitcoin, you see we're still in this falling wedge, and we have came down and retraced a little more. Down, we were up to about 45.45 and now 0.42. We continue to bleed down to the 0.4 level while getting closer to this apex. And are we going to break down from this or up from this? We have to pay attention here, because when this breaks down, this could be a very bullish indication for Bitcoin if this breaks down. Note one thing, the SEC has been talking about potentially we're going to hear something by January 10th of next year. So this is closer to this apex range. So if Bitcoin gets the ETF passed, Bitcoin could blast up, causing alts and the rest of the market to dump down quickly because of that news. So keep this in mind. And we'll leave you with this for altcoins. El Crypto Prof, you're not ready for what's coming. He's been sharing this chart since 2022. Back then, people laughed. Look at this chart here. Back in 2015, double bottom out, and then alts went crazy. Impulse wave 1, and then it was into this downwards correction, mid-cycle correction, and then a blast up to the upside. Now, we're going to compare this wave 1, this entire impulse 1, to this entire impulse 2, and see what the difference is. Because if you look here, once again, this is the total 2 excluding Bitcoin. We have the double bottom again. Now look at this double bottom versus this double bottom. The number of candles is what is the difference. Now look here, this double bottom looks like it's about twice the amount of time as far as the first one. So it seems to be elongating as far as this macro double bottom. Now, look at this mid-cycle correction. Look how long this had lasted versus this one. Like, this is a very small amount of time. This is on the monthly. You're talking about less than 6 months before continuation to the upside in 2017. And look at this, has been going on since this started forming really since, you can say, November of 2022. So you're talking about this has been in here over a year, like about double the amount of time than what this was. So remember that. So looking here, you got about 14 candles. This blasted out early 17 to early 18. You're talking about a year's worth of candles here in this run up. And we really haven't even started the run up yet. And we've had 4 months. So just the same way that this took about twice as long than this double bottom, the mid-cycle correction took over twice as long as this mid-cycle correction. So why would this 12-month window of just up and to the right not take 2 years to play out, twice as long? So this would come, this was, late 2023 and go until late 2025, 2 years from now. And this chart will hold true, but as it shows, and it's very obvious and apparent that this is elongating as far as these time frames from the double bottom to the mid-cycle correction in comparison to the previous double bottom mid-cycle correction, and then the blast off impulse wave 2 versus this impulse wave 2, if we had to guess, is going to take even longer than before. So keep that in mind. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today, and I'm out.